Hi, this is Lakhi Singh, the property fixer, here to fix you and help you grow your property and your business affairs to the next level. So if you're looking for knowledge and insights about how to get involved in property, solve your problems about scalability in your property business, then do watch our 20-minute clips. We've taken them from hundreds and, well, thousands of videos that we've taken over the last 6 months, and we've broken them into simple chunks which can make them useful for you. So do watch and do subscribe to our YouTube channel underneath as well.
So I'm just saying that those 4 things alone are massive because they could so much assist so many people in so many ways. But to top it all is actually the rescue associate sort of structure, which is an income generating opportunity for people. And it's not an MLM model, it's just a very simple sales model. So if you want to introduce one more person, that's as far as it goes. They can't keep on doing like chains of people in it. It's quite simple. Basically, you introduce one person, and you also can gain commissions from them, and you can structure some sort of deal with them in terms of creating a new income, but you'll also gain a benefit of getting a percentage of what they make as well. So that in itself actually could be a massive income, because the gold membership for becoming a gold member is £10,000. We reduced it to £8,000 for the duration of COVID-19. So if you pay the £8,000 and you introduce somebody who also wants to become a gold member, you would get 20% of that income. So
right.
That is actually significant.
We've got a question in from Mandy. She registered last week and she's still waiting for her confirmation of registration, sir. Obviously there's because you've got so much activity going on. What's the problem?
I think we may have had a problem with our hosting because we've had a firewall issue. I think that's been fixed now. So I think if she just DMs through to Lakhi Singh, we got our IT department working on it. They should actually be able to help her manually if they can't help otherwise. So shouldn't really be a problem. I think I've had 2-3 other people with the similar problem this morning, but hopefully this will be fixed in the next 24 hours now that it's been highlighted.
Good, that's good to know. Right, sir. So, so the question was, in terms of when you have a situation where people aren't talented, so this goes along with the RAC model. A lot of people probably don't feel they have the ability to use social media because not everybody is prolific in social media. It's all right to have a WhatsApp account and a Facebook account, but they're not prolific in social media. Now, they're not naturally talented, they would feel, in using social media. How do you get past that then, Lakhi? If they want to use social media to bring in business, how can you help them? How can you assist them?
I think 5 minutes chat with me about how to up their social media could probably, if they just follow the fundamentals of a couple of videos that we've done. We're going to be launching a series of about 6-7 videos on another program called The Edge, where I've interviewed a LinkedIn expert. So you can actually watch that and probably help you to get a lot more numbers. But I helped a few people just by spending half an hour every day, about an hour tops, to get about 6,000 or 7,000 connections, 6,000 or 7,000 connections in about 6 weeks. So it's all quite simple, just knowing how to press the right buttons in the right way.
6,000 or 7,000 connections in 6 weeks, Lakhi.
That's right.
How do you do that?
So it's quite simple. Basically, the funny thing is that I think anybody can do it, and I think we ourselves as an organization I've got over 100,000 members now, because we've got so many people working in the company as well, and they've built up their profiles to quite a lot. So the way it works is set up a Facebook account. We've just done it for an associate about a week ago, and already he's got 1,000 connections on Facebook. It's quite simple. You basically type in the type of profile of people that you're trying to attract. So you type in, let's just say, property developers or property sources or property sellers, and you start joining those groups. So the first thing I would do is join 50 groups related to the type of audience you're trying to attract. So if you're looking to become an associate, looking to create a new income, and you want to maybe do it locally in your locality, say if you're in London, then just type in London property investors, and a lot of groups will pop up all over the place. And then you can say you're based in a place like Mayfair. You might want to, if you're looking for very high-end properties or high-end investors or sellers, just type in Mayfair investors or Belgravia investors or Prime Central investors. You'll get probably about 100 groups. So number one, join those groups. Number two is once you're on there, your name will be quite common across a lot of other people. So when they see you, they'll recognize that you're in another group with them. And if you send them a friend request, which I think you can only send about 50 or 100 a day, I think 100 is probably maximum you can send in a day. If you send those friends requests, what will happen is that about initially the first 1,000, only about 10 or 20% will start applying to you. But once you've hit about 1,000, what will happen is that automatically people will start sending you friend requests, because you become a common friend amongst many others. So your journey comes easier after about 10 days or so, because automatically people start sending you friend requests. So I think it's as simple as that. And then you just continue the process on a daily basis. That's number two. Number three is you don't have to do this, but if you put out a lot of engaging content, maybe do live interviews like we're doing now, these will certainly help, because then people want to know more about what you're doing and share knowledge with you, and you have a lot more interaction. So I tend to go to TikTok for about half an hour every night and maybe share interesting videos which I think are inspirational. I also do a couple of live interviews during the day. Obviously we do the show in the morning, and then we publicize it across different platforms. So another really good one is really reposting interesting content that your audience will find interesting. So if you're trying to attract property investors, you may want to start talking about the legal issues around conveyancing or tax issues around property, and maybe focusing on one area where you have an interest, maybe, or bridging finance, how to raise quick finance. So if you start specializing in communicating certain type of content, that'll also definitely help with your exposure to getting more connections.
Right, we got good morning from John Smith, Amar Ali, and Meena Kapoor. All of them saying a big shout out to Lakhi, saying a big shout out to you, Lakhi. They are obviously feeling the essence of the information you're giving them, and you put a lot of people to rest at ease. Okay, so now looking at the way social media works and the fact that you can reach out to people without having to be in the neighborhood. What about the operational bit of this model? How do you get to meet with your clients? Because you can't do that through social media, can you? You can't just say, right, okay, I'll speak to you on Skype or on live stream or on StreamYard or on whatever else, Zoom. That's not going to work, is it? You need to see your clients, you need to shake hands with them, you need to sit down with them. What do you recommend for that? Should people go out and look at offices or sharing office space, or can they do it in the comfort of the client's house? Can they go to clients and meet them there? Can they do it in a local hotel? Do they need to spend money to make this business a real thing?
Well, I think I'd say that the chances of getting
Can't
a
hear
client.
you, Lakhi Singh. While we're waiting for Lakhi Singh to come back.
Can you hear me okay now?
Can't hear
Is that any
him.
better? Is that any better? Have I cut off again? Can you hear me
I
now?
can hear you now, sir. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So what I was just saying
Yeah.
is that there's absolutely no need to be going out and meeting anybody, because you can basically do Zoom calls now, which is more of an accepted way of actually communicating because of COVID-19. So it displaces the need really to do any face-to-face meetings at all. And so the cost of actually, teas and coffees, or going to even for a meeting somewhere, literally there's zero cost. So the only cost is really going to be you having a cup of tea at home, which is going to be nothing really, because you got your own cups of tea that you have every day anyway. So the only cost, maybe if you want to be a bit more sophisticated in your use of tech and get a better version of Zoom or a better version of StreamYard, so you can put your logos up, or so Zoom conks out after 45 minutes, so you can do a, so you can always start paying for it once you start making your first sets of commissions, so it gives you a bit more comfort.
What type of commissions? You said commissions. How are the commissions paid, Lakhi Singh, and what type of commissions can you make? I know you said that.
So if you pay
3 tiers, so what's the commissions on those? And when do you get paid?
So if you become a gold member, which is normally £10,000 a year, £5,000 for silver, and £2,000 for basic membership, you get 5% commission if you're a basic member, which is, the basic membership is actually free for the moment. So you're making 5% of introducing any clients. What we make, and typically our upfront fees tend to be £2,500 for on taking on a client, which is a typical fee. But obviously, if somebody's selling a property and it's a couple of £1 million deal,
£2,500. What does that equate to?
Yeah.
What would I make? If I refer someone to you, I've referred someone to you, and
Yeah.
you charge them 2,500. What are you charging them £2,500 for?
So somebody's
What's that
about to lose their house, they've got a repossession problem, they need somebody to attend court.
Yeah,
and
what are you
stop the
charging them
repossession.
for? What's that about?
So we charge them for a service. So if they want to sell something, this typically tends to be a fee that we make from the buyer. If somebody wants to buy something, we charge a buyer fee again. If somebody wants to, if got a litigation issue, or they got a finance issue, or they want some consultancy, our minimum fee tends to be £2,500 up front. And from that, we give a percentage. So 5% of that, I think, works out to around £100, £150, which is pretty good for an introduction, because you're not having to do any of the follow-ups, contracts, doing all the work, and actually then getting it implemented, and then also looking at other issues that the client may have and actually trying to look at a diagnosis around those. So it's quite a, I mean, that's the minimum commission. But if you're a gold member, which is actually reduced now to £8,000 during COVID-19, then the commissions are significant at 20%. So you could be making up to about £500 on an introduction, which is a lot of money. So a couple of those a week could mean that you could be earning at least a couple of £1,000 a week, which is not bad just for an introduction. I would say that it'll take 2-3 months to get yourself fully established and get into the flow of things, but it's a very lucrative
Excellent.
lucrative way of making money. So we've actually got a Zoom call today at 6 o'clock today.
Can you make any money?
Coincidentally, we've got a Zoom call today at 6 o'clock. Coincidentally, today we've got a 6 o'clock call. So coincidentally, today at 6 o'clock, we've got a call with a lot of people that want to become RACs or have been existing RACs to sort of do a Q&A. So there's about, I think, at least 15 people coming on to that call.
Okay. So do you get paid for watching paint dry, Lakhi Singh? Do you get commission for that?
You can do. I think if you automate your processes and you could probably hire somebody. You could probably hire somebody to actually work for you.
Yes.
You can hire somebody to work for you and pay them an hourly rate and train them up and just wait for the money to come in. So if you're clever and you've got money already,
okay,
and you can see the full model in terms of the income. First, I think best I think if you first do it yourself to know that it works for you, and if it does, then you could always automate it, hire staff to actually help you to grow it, and thirdly, you could also become a bit more sophisticated by becoming B2B, which is have something called an associated agent, which is to hire 2-3 other people with big databases and do a commission cut with them. So all of that's explained in the videos that we've got on the rescuemyproperties.co.uk website.
If you're getting paid, how quickly do you get paid? You're not telling us. When do I get paid? I refer a client to you. When do I get paid?
So you get paid on the 10th of every month. So if you made a sale today, which is I think we're on to the 15th today, then you would get paid on the 10th. Yeah, you get paid on the 10th of January.
Excellent.